All right, welcome in. It's Monday. It's time for Total Bases. Missed you guys on Saturday. Thank you for holding it down. I listened to some of this show. Was on when you start to get driving, you really should never be looking at your phone while you're driving at all. But when you're getting near New York City, you really shouldn't be doing that. That is a quick way to probably cause an accident. So listen to some of the show. Couldn't jump into the chat. I was in the car. Of course, went to Old Timers Day at Yankee Stadium. Chris Sale, Garrett Cole. The game was good. As far as Yankee Stadium, how I feel about that place, you can go to Twitter, where I've been chopping it up with other people that kind of think Yankee Stadium is an overrated facility. At any rate, about break even for me since I saw you guys last. I won on Friday. I won on Saturday. I lost on Sunday. Pretty much a wash the weekend for me. I hope it went better for you too. Tokyo Brandon, we'll start with you. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was good. I did lose my 5% play, but I won 4% plays to kind of compensate for that, and won again yesterday. I think I went 3-0 yesterday. So, yeah, things are going okay. Can't complain. And my Sunday show on my YouTube channel was good. Lots of happy people in support. So, yeah, it was a good weekend for me, guys. By the way, I won't be here tomorrow. I apologize. I'm going to be driving cross country to central Japan in the mountains in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's funny. You say driving cross country, and it takes me a second to realize that you can, just kind of do that in a day. If I was driving out cross country to Bryan, I'd have to basically book a week, maybe 3 days. I think I've
3
never.
days you can do it, I think.
Yeah, I've driven, but the farthest I've driven, I believe, I got to now think about it. I think Texas from New York I've driven before, and like Oklahoma. Haven't driven. I will do it one day. Just totally drive coast to coast. Sounds like fun.
Japan is about the size of California, plus a little bit of Oregon. So I'm basically driving from LA to San Francisco.
Bryan, how was your weekend? Have you ever driven Vegas to Cleveland?
Oh, yeah. Multiple times when I moved out, and then my sister now lives in Las Vegas. And so my father and I drove. We drove the southern route when we came out, and then we drove the northern route with my dad. And I had to go through Denver and that area. Boulder City, one of my favorite cities in the country. It's just beautiful. It's modern. I love Boulder City, or it's not Boulder City. Boulder, Colorado.
Yep.
And a lot of fun. I got to spend time with my dad. And as you get older, you realize how important that is. So all of you young people, hey, give your dad and mom and dad a call and spend some time with them.
Yeah, Boulder, Colorado. I've never been. I will absolutely get out there. I still have to do Colorado Buffaloes basketball game. Who knows? Maybe even this year. We'll see. Going to hit 25 to 30 different campuses again come basketball season. Maybe we'll get out there this season. We'll see. Until then, we're talking baseball. Today, we're talking, a bunch of games, but Tokyo Brandon, we're going to start with the national TV game tonight. It's Phillies and Cardinals on Fox Sports 1. Phillies in a little bit of a bounce back spot. I don't know. They kind of got blitzed by the Blue Jays this weekend. Don't know if I was fully expecting that, especially after the Blue Jays took that sort of brutal loss to the Cubs. They were down to their last strike. They needed one strike from one of the best closers in the league. They lose the game in extras, and they turn around and have a pretty solid weekend against the Phillies. Now, the Phillies did come back yesterday to win the game. But still, Phillies dropped 2 of 3. They need extras to win 7-6 yesterday. And now they hit the road to take on the Cardinals on national TV. How do you see this one?
So just a little promo. I posted the outs projections for all the starting pitchers today on my Twitter X, which is Tokyo_Brandon down there. So go check that out. And my MLB plays are up already today, so you can check that out too at WagerTalk.com. Cardinals are not the terrible team that we thought they would be. They're actually playing quite well. They have more hits this season than the Phillies, although less home runs, which means they're kind of manufacturing runs instead of powering them over. I was on the Phillies yesterday, so I was kind of happy to see that. They took a 5-1 lead into the 7th inning and gave it away, and then ended up winning in extras. So their bullpen has not been great, but actually I have both of these bullpens ranked 13. Hunter Dobbins, I kind of like what I see from him. Not a household name, but my numbers kind of like what they see from him as well. Got him ranked number 9 on a scale of 30, so not too bad. Painter is a guy who has not really been pitching very well. Records don't mean everything, but when you're 1-8 with a 6+ ERA, it means you're not doing real well right now. I'm kind of surprised that the Phillies don't have anything better to put out there. Maybe Adam can expound on that a little bit because he follows the minor league. Maybe the Phillies are dry and they're minor leaguers. I don't know, but Painter is definitely not a major league level pitcher as far as I'm concerned. I kind of like St. Louis here. I was hoping that it would be a little more plus money here. Like minus 106 is not really appealing to take this St. Louis team because the Phillies hit better than St. Louis. They're ranked 4. St. Louis ranked 14. But if I were to play the game, I'd play St. Louis, but I would much rather have a plus 115, something like that, to play the worse of the two teams overall.
I'll put this comment up here and then I'll kick it to Brian. Why did the Phillies pick their worst pitcher to be on national TV? I'll also, first of all, they don't pick, like, the game goes on national TV. It's whoever's up in the rotation. So the teams don't really care if their game's on national TV or not. It's a 162 and whoever's up is up. Andrew Painter's not a bad pitcher by any means. It's just this is a former first round pick. Okay, so this is a former first rounder, 13th overall pick in the 2021 draft. They have extremely high hopes for Andrew Painter. However, he did get derailed by injury. I believe he had Tommy John maybe a year or two ago. It is worth pointing out that he has not been what they've hoped or expected to this point, but he was sent down to work some of that out. So he got sent back to AAA. Now, Tokyo Brandon, you are right. They really don't have better options. That the Phillies are very dry at the big league ready prospect position. They traded Mick Abel. Remember last year, this would have been Mick Abel, but they wanted Johan Duran for a playoff run. So they traded him. So yeah, they do, Taiwan Walker, right? They kept him around. And I think we all knew that wouldn't work out. Shocker, it didn't work out. So suddenly this 4 or 5 starter spot for the Phillies is a little bit of a void. Painter got sent down. He worked on some stuff. He looked really good in the last couple AAA starts. So they said, all right, it's time. That's all we wanted to see was a couple mechanical changes. Hope it works out. And then we're going to get you back up because they don't have better options. That being said, Bryan Leonard, 2 starts since coming back. You got a quality start against the Orioles, 6 innings, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts. Last time out against the Nationals, a shorter outing, but still was really good over 4 innings. So I've always kind of been a believer that Andrew Painter would arrive at some point. I don't know if you can say he's back after 10 innings, but it certainly looks better than when he was up prior. So I don't dislike Andrew Painter here.
Yeah, before we get to this game, I forgot to talk about what we did over the weekend. We had our 5% play yesterday. Had the under in the Detroit game, 1-1 through 9. Here we go, extra innings. Well, they were able to pull it out 3-1, so we won our total by 3.5 runs. Tremendous run we've been on, especially with totals lately. All right, that's enough for bragging. Let's get back to this game. Painter and Dobbins. The Phillies are 1-11 when Andrew Painter takes the mound, and I agree. They are really short on starting pitchers. They got some great starting pitchers. When you get to the playoffs, you're only going to use 3 of them anyway. So I don't think that's going to affect them in the playoffs, but they got to get to the playoffs in order for that to happen. And when you've got Aaron Nola and you've got Andrew Painter, Painter is highly respected, highly thought out, but he hasn't done it yet. So I am a little bit concerned there. And if you take a look at the Phillies right now, take a look at the bullpen situation in tonight's game. Terrible. It's rare you see this many guys being used in this short amount of time. Johan Duran, you just mentioned him. He's been fantastic for the Phillies. He's a great closer. He's pitched 4 of the last 5 days. Owen Kirkering's pitched 4 of the last 5 days. Bolin, 3 of the last 5. Raley, 3 of the last 5. Alvarado, 3 of the last 5 and threw 27 pitches 2 days ago. that bullpen's pretty worn out right now, which means you really got to count on Andrew Painter to have a good game. Now, he does have the ability to do it, but he hasn't proved it in the majors yet. So, his ranking for starting or for pitching over at Fangraphs is 274. Now, he is getting better. Last 2 weeks, it was at 60, 68, I believe. But for some reason, they have not hit well when he's on the mound. And I don't know if I want Philadelphia in this one. Philadelphia is a team that they had that really hot streak after firing the manager. And as we pointed out at the time, there was a lot of easy teams coming up. They overperformed then. But if you go back and see what they've done the last month or so, Philadelphia is kind of fading a little bit. So I don't want to play Philadelphia here. I do like Dobbins. I couldn't understand why he didn't get the chance to start more often. Last time he went out, pitched pretty well, sent him back down to the minors because he had options. But now they're to the point where, they traded away one of their guys and got some more guys from the minors. So that helped them and all. But now they got that opening, and I think Dobbins is in there to stay. As TB was pointing out, it's basically a pick'em game, and you're getting a total of 9. 9 seems, I think a lot of that is because of Painter. But 9 is a high total in St. Louis, and I've been playing a lot of St. Louis games under. They've been a very good under team at home. So if I'm playing this one, I'm either playing St. Louis or I am going to play the under or maybe just the Philadelphia team total under. So that's the way I'm looking at this one. I may come back to this one way for our parlay, but we're just getting started. So this is a game I'm considering. There's some chances to make some money on this game.
Yeah, it's such an interesting game because, I told myself after watching the couple Lehigh Valley starts, like, okay, try to find a spot to play Andrew Painter when he comes back, especially if he looks good, and he has. But this is a scenario where, like, I do kind of agree with both of you. Hunter Dobbins has been pretty consistent. I think you look at the 2 starting pitchers, I think it's reasonable to say that they pretty much wash here. I think Hunter Dobbins has a little bit more consistency. Andrew Painter has a little bit more upside. Brian, I'll go to you. Like, can't argue with the bullpen usage. The Phillies have been in close game after close game. They've used all those bullpen arms. I think the Cardinals lineup is atrocious. I need to know why Josh Baez is still in the minors with 34 minor league home runs. It doesn't make any sense unless they're trying to manipulate service time. Right. They're probably holding out till August 15th. Just crazy to have that dude in the minors right now. But again, I think you could really make a case for both sides here. That's why I love this show, because I came in thinking, all right, Phillies are kind of cheap here. They make sense. I want to play Painter, but you guys bring up good points about the Cardinals, so I'm probably out. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, the Baez makes a big difference, and I've been waiting for him all year in my fantasy team. He's my star. But as we're talking here, and we're talking about Dobbins in St. Louis, money is continuing to pile in on Philadelphia. Circa's gone to 118. I'm seeing a lot of other places, Heritage 119 and BetMGM 120. So money is coming in on Philadelphia. Now, it's across the board. So somebody's setting this up one way or the other. Either they love Philadelphia or they are trying to get followers to bet Philadelphia this early in the morning, which the limits right now are low. I'm thinking this game is being set up by the wise guys. I think they're going to try to play Philadelphia as high as they can. And then when everybody follows in, they come in on St. Louis. So that's just my opinion by watching the lines. We don't see line moves across the board at this time in the morning unless there's a starting pitching change, something like that. So, and it's not like St. Louis has got some guy that's hurt that is going to change the line. They've got solid players. They don't have superstars on that team. So, this looks like a setup to me. And if you see me taking a little bit of time later, it's because I'm jumping in on the St. Louis bandwagon in this one at the top number.
David, 100%. Being a first rounder doesn't guarantee success, especially in baseball. But you know what? It means that if a kid is 23 and he was a first rounder, you probably should give him another year or two. That's too young to bail on someone that was considered a first round pick. Listen, if you're Casey Kelly and you're in KBO at age 30, then yeah, I get it. Like, not every first round pick pans out, but 23 years old, way too young, especially first rounders out of high school that didn't play any college ball. Don't be surprised if Andrew Painter's the ace of that staff in 2 years. I'm not saying he's going to be, but don't be surprised if he is. Okay, let's go back to the chat right here. Where did I had my game? Oh, here we go. We'll go to Greg. Greg says, could we discuss a very interesting game, Brewers versus Padres? Yeah. Padres are a very interesting team. Can never figure this team out. I successfully played against them on Friday with the Astros. Got a win in that game. Tried to do it last night. Not so good. Padres easily won. Christian Javier. I wanted to reach through my TV, Brian. I knew he was going to try to throw another changeup, and I knew that Tatis was going to hit it into this Western Supply building. And it did exactly what happened. It was just a you just can't throw that pitch right there. He deserved to get that one hit to the moon. And of course, it prompted flipped the score. Astros got the early lead, 3-run bomb by Tatis, all with 2 outs to take a 4-2 lead. And the Padres never looked back. They end up taking the series. Now we come to tonight. Brewers coming to town. This is an interesting game, so I'll let you kick this off, Brewers-Padres.
Yeah, it definitely is. Henderson going for Milwaukee and Mize going for San Diego. Mize has had terrific numbers pitching at home when he was in Detroit. I don't know if that's just it's a good pitcher's park, but this is also a good pitcher's park, and we've got 2 really good young players that have started to come around this year. And Mize is a fixture now in this lineup. Henderson's been in and out. They've kind of babied him a little bit, but every time he goes out there, he pitches really well. We're looking at Henderson right now in Milwaukee, about a 115 favorite, total of 7.5 to the under, minus 120. I could see the under here. These are 2 guys I'm looking to bet on with Henderson and Mize. And both, especially Milwaukee, is a team that is set up to win close games. They are able to run. I just love watching Milwaukee games. They're a lot of fun to watch. I'm not a guy who's just out there looking for the big home run, and I want to see. I don't want a guy just swinging at air, hoping he hits it a long way. I like the teams that are able to generate runs, and to be honest with you, those are the teams that you like every single day because they have a chance to win, and Milwaukee does. They've been very good. Kind of like Henderson here. I like him a little bit better than Mize, but I wouldn't have any problem with the under. I'm only seeing 1.7 out there right now. So you can get the 7.5 under, minus 120 is something that I would look at. I'd also look at playing Milwaukee here. Maybe San Diego's team total under, something to that effect. But this is another game I like. I don't know what I'm using for the parlay, but you've come out with 2 of my 3 games that I had circled going into the show today. So, these are games that I have an opinion on, and we'll see what comes back with me on the parlay. But 2 pitchers I want to back. This is a good pitcher's ballpark, and I really like the way Milwaukee plays their game. So, probably looking at either Milwaukee or the under in this one.
Tokyo Brandon, this is your guy. He's finally getting his chance. Logan Henderson back up. Hopefully he's up to stay. Although the Brewers just seem to stockpile pitching, so you never know. They've got a ton of it. But, it's Logan Henderson here. Are you going with the Brewers in this one?
By the way, Adam, that's a cool North Texas mean green shirt you got.
Oh, thank
there.
you.
I love
got
North
this at
Texas.
I got this at the Super Pit earlier this year in Denton, Texas.
I love North Texas. I love their uniforms because it's not like a pine green, but it's like a shiny kind of neon green. I love their uniforms, by the way. But so the 3 guys you're looking at right here are 3 of the best cappers at WagerTalk, having great seasons. Out of 33 cappers, we are consistently ranked extremely high. As a matter of fact, I think all 3 of us are in the top 5 out of 33 cappers right now. So a double play would be a nice addition to your portfolio of your gambling portfolio. Double play means you can take 2 of us and get 3 days all access to all of our 5% in every play we put out. It's a great deal. So go to wagertalk.com, access any of our capper pages, and click on the double play deal. I love Henderson, and as long as the Brewers put him out there, they're going to rack up wins. He's 6-1, so they do hit for him, and he's pitching well. I backed Casey Mize in his first start on his new team, and he got bombed. He gave up 8 earned runs and got trounced by the Diamondbacks. But if you look at his full season, he has not given up more than 4 earned. He has given up more than 4 earned runs only 2 times the entire season. So he's an excellent pitcher. But he does have a losing record, but records are not everything. So great pitching matchup. I kind of don't have much to add to Brian's cap because I would think under or Milwaukee as well. Milwaukee just does everything a little bit better than San Diego, but San Diego's a good team. They got a great bullpen. But I got Milwaukee ranked, I don't know, like about 4 spots ahead of them in almost every category except hitting. I have them almost neck and neck. So it would be Milwaukee or the under for me as well.
Yeah, I listen, it's Milwaukee, I think, is just a better team than San Diego. I'd rather have Logan Henderson than Casey Mize. I don't have a problem with Mize. I don't think that his debut for the Padres is indicative of what to expect with him on the Padres. So I think I do lean toward the under as well because of that. I think he probably bounces back and has a good outing here. That being said, TB, I'm with you. Logan Henderson is like has a chance. I think he could be like a legitimate star. Like obviously Mizorowski's the ace, and that'll never be disputed probably as long as Mizorowski is in a Brewers uniform. Logan Henderson can be the ace of a pitching staff at some point. So the thing I love about him, and also his stuff really should play in this ballpark because it's not an easy park to hit the ball out of. Henderson lives in the top of the zone. Okay, he's an extreme fly ball pitcher. It is almost going to be, it's going to be borderline impossible to hit the ball on the ground off of him because he pitches, everything is up. But he has a 96% strikeout rate, or 96 percentile strikeout rate. I believe it's 32.3%. Okay, it's top 5% in Major League Baseball. He gets a ton of swing and miss, and you're like, if you're not swinging and missing at it, chances are like you're not gonna really square it up to the point where you're gonna hit the ball in the ballpark. Now, would I be dying to back Logan Henderson in, let's say, Coors Field or Las Vegas? I can't remember I don't think he pitched in the Vegas series. Brian might remember that. He went to all the games. He says no. Those are the types of parks that I don't want him. Petco, I'll take Logan Henderson all day in this ballpark. It's a great park for pitchers. It always has been. So, yeah, if hopefully he took notes. If you hang a changeup to Tatis, it might be put into orbit. But for the most part, I don't think the Padres are just going to be catching up to what Henderson's got. He throws, he only throws 93, 94, but when it's up in the zone, it looks harder. And I think he does a great job of keeping it hot, up enough where it's not in the wheelhouse. I love Logan Henderson. It's either got to be Brewers or under for me here. This might be my parlay league, but I too want to see how the day goes, see what you guys say. But I am tempted with the Brewers at this price. Yeah, those were 2 good ones. I'm glad we started with those 2. And again, I don't disagree with the under either. Alex Rand, I'm coming to you. He says, morning, gents. Can we talk Astros and Giants? Astros, Giants. First of all, I have I'm going to try to play around with this. I forgot we were doing a poll that I'm supposed to put on the screen, and I just remembered it has nothing to do with this game. So I'm going to play around with that. Bryan Leonard, kick us off. Astros, Giants. That's what Alex Rand wants to talk about right now.
All right. We've got Houston with Wisniewski, San Francisco with Blake Tidwell. We're looking at Houston about a 150 favorite here with a total of 8.5 to the under. Wisniewski's looked pretty good so far. Let me take a look at what we're looking at here. He's rated at 173 on the season, 97 the last 14 days. Excuse me. Excuse me. He's got limited innings so far. At home, he's got a 3-run ERA, 6 innings on the road, 4.76 in basically 6 innings. His road numbers are a little bit concerning, but it's a small sample size. But you to take a look at the bullpen for Houston right now. Let's get a quick look at that. Too many things open on my website here. Okay, here we go. The last 2 days, they haven't had to use Hader, Okert, and Abreu. Day before that, De Los Angeles has only been used twice in the last week, but he pitched 2 days ago. So basically their best relievers are going to be available in this one. From a hitting standpoint, The top of the order struggled a little bit as of late. Pena's 379 in the last week, has not hit at all. But the middle of the order's done pretty well. Obviously, if you could get Alvarez when he's not hot, he's the best hitter in baseball. He's only 221 the last 7 days. So that's about as big as a slump as he's been in all season long. He's been very good. But Jose Altuve's been red hot right now, and Christian Walker and Cam Smith, actually, 2 home runs the other day. Hadn't done nothing all season long, and then I think it's the second time this year he made it hit 2 home runs in one game. He's got the talent. He just hasn't put it all together yet. So Houston in this price range, I'm a little concerned about playing them on the road in this price range. San Francisco's not anything going on right there to get you excited about them, but you know they do have a decent bullpen, but they've used them the top 3 guys 2 of the last 3 days, so they're not in that great of shape. Like Tidwell, ranked 220 on the season, 106 in the last week. He's the number 9 ranked prospect in San Francisco system. Last year was number 4. So they're thinking a little bit less on him, or they brought in some other guys that they like better. But yeah, San Francisco right now, other than Lee, who is having a really nice bounce back season for him, they're offensively struggled. So in this game, I can't see San Francisco scoring a lot of runs in this one. But I don't know if I want to back Houston at this price on the road. Wisniewski's proven a little bit more, but still, I'm not a huge believer at this point. 2 guys here that don't know what we're going to get out of starters. The total is 8.5. San Francisco was kind of high for one of their games, so I'm probably going to sit this one out. But I don't want to lay. Basically, Houston's got to win about 62% of the time to make this a positive bet if you're betting on Houston. So if you think they're going to win 62% or more, then you play Houston. But I don't think they will. I think it's a little bit less than that. So I'm going to pass.
Yeah, that was the price put me off here. So a couple things, I guess, because of course I was on the Astros yesterday, but I was getting plus money with the Astros yesterday. I didn't think they should be an underdog. Clearly, they should have been, of course. If you do the thing where you handicap after the game is over, I think you definitely would say that they were. The Padres were rightful favorites there, but I didn't think they should be a dog yesterday. Today, Tokyo Brandon, I don't think they should be this big of a favorite. The thing that, is concerning to me right now with the Astros is that they might be cooling off a little bit. This team was so hot for an extended period of time coming into this month, really last month, most of July, and then into August. The Astros were as hot as you could find for teams in Major League Baseball. Jordan was leading the charge in that respect. Guy was pretty much unconscious. Mm-hmm. He's gone a little bit cold, and so have the Astros. The last week specifically, they dropped 4 of 6, lost 2 of 3 to the Blue Jays, and then dropped 2 of 3 to the Padres. In these games, with the exception really of like one game against the Blue Jays where they won 7-2, it was 1 run, 4 runs, 2 runs, 2 runs. Suddenly the bats just start, the runs aren't coming for the Astros as much, and they're coming back to earth. That would be my concern here, because I do like Wisniewski. I've talked about it on this show. Blade Tidwell's a guy that, the Mets kind of gave up on him. Gave him I believe he came over to the Giants in the Drew Gilbert trade. Couple of guys that I just don't think really, wanted anymore. And I don't know that he's made like significant strides since showing up. He's kind of been the back. He's kind of been the 4 or 5 guy in the AAA rotation this year. So again, I'm not dying to really back him at the big league level either. So that's going to probably keep me off this game, because I'd love to play the Astros, but not at this price. So Astros, Giants to you. Do you have anything here?
Yeah. Tidwell's parents named him Blade. That's a pretty cool name. Haven't seen that before. That's kind of cool. I'm kind of happy to play the Astros here. I mean, I got them ranked top 5 in batting and bullpen. Anytime you got a team ranked top 5 in both of those categories, they certainly have a good shot of winning the game. And on the opposite side, I've got the Giants ranked 25th in batting and 24th in bullpen in current form. So, like you said, though, the Astros are starting to cool off, starting to kind of come back down to earth. So kind of dangerous, but I think the two teams that they just struggled with are a little bit better than this San Francisco team. The San Francisco team's pretty bad, in my opinion. So taking a look at Tidwell, I don't think he's going to last long. He's only gone 5 innings once, and he gave up 2 runs in that one. Not bad. My numbers, I mean, it's a very small sample size because he's basically been a reliever going in for 1 inning, but got him ranked 13 on a curve of 30. So he's definitely performing better than Wisniewski right now. I got Wisniewski ranked 21 in expected, including his expected numbers. So we got the better team with the worst pitcher. Usually I like to go unders in that. My concern with the under here is that I don't think Tidwell's going to last very long. I got the Astros ranked number 5 in hitting, and this San Francisco bullpen has been really bad. So instead of the under, I think Astros on the money line, or even a -1. Good time to take a -1. You can get it for -117. So that's probably how I would go if I were to bet this.
Yeah, TB, I don't disagree with liking the Astros here. I just wish I wish I didn't feel like we were getting the Astros on a little bit of a decline. Other than that, I have no problem. Yeah, I have no problem with Wisniewski. I think he's the better option. I think the Astros are the better team. You'd have to think that they'd be a little bit hungry for a bounce back after last night, and they didn't use any of the bullpen arms, which you're correct. This is a bullpen that I think is really rounding into form. You know, you look at their bullpen metrics for the year, kind of middle of the pack, but like a lot of guys weren't healthy earlier in the year. And now you've got Hader, who's as good as you're going to find as a closer. I too am sort of in on the Astros. Again, the price is going to keep me off. And Blade is actually his middle name. Birth name is Jansen. Oh. Jansen Tidwell.
Interesting.
Is the very, very Zebby Matthews-esque, except they gave him a crazy first name. So it's like, but he goes by his middle name, which is Blade. Jansen Blade cool. Tidwell, the official.
I believe I would too if my name was Jansen, yeah.
Yeah.
With a Z, not even Jansen. Jansen with a Z. All right.
Who's his dad? Frank Zappa or something?
I was just about to say, at least he's not one of Frank Zappa's kids.
So, because you guys have the donations to the show have been phenomenal, and we've said this a few times, like anyone can donate to any Wager Talk show, and it's all going to get donated to a good cause. But we have gotten high praise from our bosses for how much the chat steps in and does it on this show. So we appreciate you. And we are going to try to put a poll up here because we've got a couple options. So I've figured out this is the extent of my sort of ability as being technical. I'm not a computer guy. I have put figured out a poll, how to put a poll on the screen. Haven't figured out how to get it off of Brian's face. So sorry about that.
That's okay. That's a good place for
it. So we've got a poll. I have absolutely no idea how you vote on it. So you're just going to have to play around. But it says, which organization should we donate to? Cancer Research Institute, American Cancer Society, or St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital? So I am going to put it. Can I put it up here? Well, now it's over Tokyo Brandon. Let me see if I can make it a little bit small. The point is, if you can vote for it, we appreciate it. If you can't, just throw it in the chat and I'll tally them manually. And the thing is, it's really hard to lose in this capacity because they're all great organizations. We said we were doing cancer research for this one. So again, if my poll is not functional, I will read it off again. Cancer Research Institute, American Cancer Society, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Either vote or throw it in the chat. Okay, someone voted. Yeah. This is great. Phenomenal. Go ahead.
3 people voted. Actually, Adam, let's make a rule. You guys type in a number. So number 1, number 2, or number 3. I see Brian Hatt said Children's Hospital and Alex Rand said Children's Hospital. That would be 3. So we have 3 votes for number 3 so far. And then St. Jude's came in, Children's. So we got 4 votes for number 3. St. Jude's. Oh, we got 5 votes for number 3 already. So now you can say, we got 6 votes for number 3.
Okay, let's go back to the show.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, sorry.
We can watch it on the screen. Yeah, it's like a race at the horse track.
Yeah, so we've got it. It's working. I was asked by our home office to get that in, so we got it in. And I am
think
going.
3
So
is the
now it
winner.
looks. Yeah, again, I'm not. Definitely not my like Excel or using these programs, not my strong suit. So I am going to figure out how to hide the poll at some point, but we got it in there. Let's get back to the games. We've still got a few more to talk about, and let me shout out Adam Pudvit. I think I just hopefully I said that correct. He said today is Cures for Cancer Monday. Cures for Cancer Monday. Saving people's lives is a beautiful thing, especially babies and children. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. I know he's hopped in and donated a few times. So huge shout out to you guys in the chat. We very much appreciate it. It goes to a great cause. And no matter which one you vote for, there's no way, not possible to lose this one. This is one bet we will win today. It is a winner. And it should be still up. I just hit it so we can see Tokyo Brandon's phenomenal hat that he graced us with today. Another one from the always a fire fit from TB. So yeah, that is great. We much appreciate it, guys, and we will once we have a winner, we'll post it and with the donation as well. So thank you guys for that. Sorry to derail the show, but we're back on. We're still going to hit 3 more games, and I'm going to head back to the chat to grab one at random here. Okay, I see. I scrolled in on two people with this game. So let's head to the degenerate special, as my guy Drew Martin Betts likes to call it. Although there's a couple of them tonight, couple of West Coast games tonight. I believe the last one on the board. So if you're not familiar with the degenerate special, that is the last game on the board. That is Hawaii playing football at midnight for us here on the East Coast. Drew Martin Betts coined that term a long time ago, at least made it familiar to me. So every time, Bryan Leonard, that I see the West Coast game, which I know I'm going to have to stay up to some ungodly hour to finish, it is always the degenerate special. Tonight is Royals-Dodgers. That's what the chat wants to hear about. Tariq Skubal, start number 2 on the Dodgers. Rough week for them last week. What do you think, Dodgers going forward? How do you see him here?
Yeah, Drew's an excellent baseball handicapper as well, and we're lucky to have him on this site. We've got a lot of people that are really good at what they do on this site, and he's a nice guy. Cameron against Skubal, a couple of lefties. Cameron is, he struggled a little bit this year out of the gate, and we go, that small sample size last year is finally catching up. But he's pitching much better as of late, and so it's kind of hard to not at least give some sort of a look to Cameron here as well as he's pitching, and you're getting him in the 250 range, plus 250. I'm even seeing some high. I see 275 at the Hard Rocks if you got an account there and you like Kansas City. But basically, we're looking at the Dodgers about a 320 favorite, something in that range, and the total 7.5, slightly to the under, minus 120. The Dodgers, I went against Skubal last time. I don't like to bring it up again, but I had to, Trig. Sorry about that. But we did it with the Cubs. And yeah, he's a great pitcher, no doubt about it. But as for who's pitching better in the last month, they've both been pretty equal. So the starting pitching edge is really not there. I know the Dodgers bullpen is better because Kansas City's bullpen is dog shit. But the Dodgers, they don't know what they're doing lately. They brought up their entry closer, and now he's back and he's blowing saves. So I don't want to back the Dodgers at this number. If it's anything for me, it's a 1% play or something on Kansas City just for the chance of that to continue the way the pitching's gone. If you take a look at the first half, let's break that down. You're still getting a really good deal on Kansas City. You're getting them at plus upwards of 220. So you're losing 30 cents value, but you take that crappy bullpen out of there. Yeah, maybe Kansas City in the first half. That's not a bad chance if you'd like to play big underdogs.
Yeah, I was looking for so someone in the chat said Kansas City plus 2.5. And this is something you'll see every year. Okay. You start to get to mid-August and into September with some of these teams that are out of it when they play some of the contending teams. And you will start to see 2.5s become viable options. Now, I just looked it up. It's not going to be here because the Royals are minus 150. But there was a couple of times last year where the Rockies, you were catching 2.5 runs at like minus 110. And, I think that's the thing here. It's like, here's the thing, Dan. I'll go to Tokyo Brandon here for this to give us his thoughts. But like, when the Dodgers break out, it's probably going to be in the form of like a 14-2 win or something like that. I'm sure that they have one of those coming at some point, and it may even be in this series. But until that happens, like, I don't think you can just assume that it's going to, like, let's put it this way. If you assume that it was going to if you just didn't assume it was going to happen the whole series against the Diamondbacks, you would have had a great series taking the Diamondbacks. I think plus 1.5 cashed in every single game. Because I'm pretty sure the game the Dodgers won, and I'm going off memory, so don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure the game the Dodgers won was by 1. So again, like, if they're gonna, it's kind of similar. Everything gets to a point, TB. Like yesterday with the Red Sox, at some point, like, the price just becomes too crazy to not at least consider the other side. Of course, the A's won as like a $3 underdog yesterday. I kind of feel that way here. It's not that I really love the Royals in this spot, but like, you're talking plus 260, plus 270. You can get plus 1.5 at plus 115. Just feels like an insane price to pay for the Dodgers, the way they have played, not just the last couple days, but really like the last week and a half. Really hard to make any case for the Dodgers here.
Diaz has looked awful. Jeez, man. Just hit, walk, hit, walk. It's like he can't even get it out. Brian mentioned the Royals bullpen looking like doggy doo-doo. Well, actually, I got the Dodgers bullpen ranked worse in current form. And, sometimes you just look at a game on paper and you're like, well, Scooble can't lose this game. Well, he's 7-6. He's lost 6 of them. So it does happen. I mean, I don't put a lot of credence on records. We've talked about this before, but I mean, he's lost 6 games, which means he's not Superman. He does lose games. So I don't know. Have the Dodgers scored more than 4 runs this month? I mean, they just look really pathetic out there. Their team total is 4.5. Cameron's numbers against these Dodgers pretty good in a small sample size, but I think Dodgers team total under might be a play here, under 4.5, or even in the first 5 under 2.5 might be a play. I know it's kind of scary. This lineup on paper is just a juggernaut. To take them under seems a little precarious, but I mean, they're just so dormant right now. I can't see them scoring 5 runs. I just can't see it until it happens.
Yeah,
Brian?
and I've been critical, and I'll throw this to Brian. Sorry, I didn't see you had your hand up. I've been critical of Noah Cameron, in the respect that I figured this would be a sophomore slump. I didn't think that there was any way he could replicate what he did last year. But this dude, the last three times out, like, he's just out there peppering the strike zone. He's hitting every spot. Granted, it's not like he's done it against elite lineups. Twice it was against the Twins, and once was against the Tigers. But the last 3 starts, I mean, you want to talk about like confidence. He's gone out and he's executed every single pitch. He's given up 6 hits over 3 starts, spanning 23 innings. And he's not even really out there. He's not even a strikeout guy. He's got 24 strikeouts. He's not walking anyone, and he's just living in the strike zone. Now, that can go one of 2 ways. It's going to be right there. Is he going to get lit up by the Dodgers? Well, you would think that that's a possibility, but they haven't hit at all. And he's going to put it right there and say, hey, hit it. And no one is having good at-bats. At least the team collectively is not having great at-bats. So this is, to me, like, this is not the spot to jump in with the Dodgers. That spot might come later in the week. I'd stay far away from him right now.
Yeah, Noah Cameron on the season's ranked 76th. Roster Resource over at Fangraphs. He's 4th in the last 14 days. The Dodgers have been getting beat because teams are just loading up fastballs against them. And you take a look at the average age on this Dodgers team. They don't have a lot. They've got some good young talent, But they got so much good young talent in the minors. They have all these older guys that are having problems getting around on fastballs. They figured it out. The problem is the average fastball from Noah Cameron is 92.5. That used to be pretty fast. It's not anymore. But can Cameron get the fastball by these Dodgers hitters? And that's the key to this game. If he can, the total's 7.5 here, guys. You rarely do. You could take the plus 2.5 at minus 145. I see it some places out there. I'm not going to use that as my part of the parlay because not enough people can get it. But in a game scheduled to score 7.5 runs, and you're going to give me 2.5, it's like a no-brainer. Even at the 145, 150 price. So there's got to be a way to play this and fade the Dodgers a little bit. In a game of 7.5. To get 1.5, 2.5 runs, I mean, so much more than it does when you're playing a Colorado and the line's 12. So keep that in mind if you're looking at this game. I don't know if I'm going to get involved, but hey, if you're a guy that likes to play that crapshoot stuff, throw long shots, Kansas City, find some ways.
Yeah, a price this big does give you a little bit of room to be creative too. Like when you have this big of a price, there is definitely a way to find a way to fade the Dodgers. I lost the comment, but someone was like, the Dodgers are probably going to heat up at some point. I would definitely agree with you. I'm just not paying to find out. I'm not laying 310 to find out if today is the day. Alex Rand, I agree with you. He says, crazy. I kind of like the A's today at plus 135. I do too. That's going to be my parlay leg. I'll leave the early games or the games we discussed earlier for these two. I'm going to use the A's, and we'll talk about this game. Just straight up fade of the Rays here for me. They're still at this price. So I'm going to use A's plus 1.5. It's only minus 115. And it kind of goes back to what I've said really back to the Rockies series, where the Rays were in this price range the entire time. Now the Rockies couldn't make them pay for it, but the Rockies are also a, bad baseball team, choked away a game. There's the game that I lost in that series should have always been a win. It took extra innings for the Rays to cover 1.5 in that game. They go to Seattle this weekend. Props to them. We talked about this on Friday. I don't know if you guys hit the game on Saturday, but we felt like the Rays were a little undervalued. They go out and win all 3 games in Seattle, 2-1, 3-2, 4-1. Huge series for them to come out and sweep that series. Probably more of an indictment on the Mariners than it is the Rays being this great team. But shout out to the Rays because they do win close games. They used a lot of bullpen to do it. And now they've got this, very, very tired bullpen behind Freddie Peralta, who, he's another one. Is he going to get destroyed like he did in his first start with the Rays the entire time he's with the Rays? Probably not. But has he done much to inspire confidence this whole season? It's not like he was just great with the Mets. This might be a down year for him. I have no issues playing against Freddie Peralta as this big of a favorite. Now, Jacob Lopez is a guy that, he's had ups and downs, and I would say more downs recently than ups. But, he kind of I think he went back down. Most of the month of June was at Vegas. He's been back up for a lot of July. Last 3 times out, Brian, this is a guy, I'm sure you've seen him pitch in Vegas a couple times. Like, the flashes have always been there with this guy. Mm-hmm. Like, the flashes of potentially being really good, in my opinion, have always been there with Jacob Lopez. And in last time out, we saw some of those flashes. He had 9 strikeouts in his most recent start in 5 innings against the Reds. If Jacob Lopez is good Jacob Lopez here, I think the A's have a great chance to win. I'm still okay with taking my chances that the Rays maybe have a little bit of a letdown after back-to-back sweeps, third city on a three-city road trip. Just not the greatest spot for the Rays to come out and win, but also have to win by more than a run. So A's plus 1.5 is my leg of the parlay. Anything to add on Rays A's for you?
No, it's that's the way to look at it. I haven't done my parlay leg yet. Is TB? Did you put your parlay leg in? I don't remember.
Not yet, but it's a game that we already covered, so mine won't take any time.
Okay, well, I'm going to give mine right now. It's a game we haven't covered yet. I'm going to take the under in the Texas and Angels game. We've got a couple of lefties going, Gore and Detmers. you're looking at totals of 8 out there, minus 110. I'm even 8.5 minus 120. If you can get that, that's even a better number. But we'll go 8 minus 110 on the under. Lefty's going for both teams. Detmers is a guy who I've loved for a long time. He's starting to come into his own this year. I'm really surprised nobody went out and tried to pick him up. That was the guy I would have wanted from this Angels starting rotation, but maybe they were asking too much. Who knows? Gore, I haven't had, to be honest with you, I haven't had good results when I'm picking on or against Gore. He's been my San Diego Padres if I'm looking at a single pitcher, but he's a very good lefty, and the Angels have not been great against lefties. So give me this game to go under 8 minus 110. Texas is a pretty good hitting team on the road, but I think they're going to struggle against Detmers here. So let's go with the under 8 minus 110 as my parlay leg.
TV, anything for you on the side in Rangers Angels?
I did not give my opinion on the Rays game yet, but
either. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead for either of those. Yep.
I really don't have much opinion on the Texas game, so I'll just do the Rays game and skip the Texas game, because Texas is just such a vanilla team. They're the most mediocre team in all of Major League Baseball. I don't know how to cap this team. And Detmers is pitching well, so I see a lot of gridlock in that game. I would agree with Brian's under. Guys, grab a double play. 2 of us 3 for 3 days, all access. And that includes all 5% plays. My MLB plays are out already today. And if you don't like 2 of us, you only like 1 of us, there's a thing called a triple play where you can get 6 days all access of your favorite capper for the price of 3 days. So go grab one of those specials at WagerTalk.com. If you go to one of our pages, you'll see the specials if you scroll down a little bit. So regarding Tampa, you're right. They're fat and sassy, as Marco likes to say, but there's just so much more talented than the A's, in my opinion. I got the A's ranked 25th or worse in almost every category. I think Peralta's a better pitcher than Lopez, but you're right. The price is kind of ridiculous here. I think this is probably a chance to take a -1. And since you guys both already covered that game, let me just throw out my parlay leg. It's a game we've already covered. I'm going to take the Astros on the money line. So that's going to be my parlay leg, and those are my thoughts on the Tampa Bay game. So I wrapped that up in a nice little egg roll.
Brian, what's the Astros money line right now?
Astros on the money line. We are looking at 152 maybe.
And yours was what? Rangers, Angels, and what was
under
the
8 minus
line
110. Under 8 minus 110. There's -105s out there, but we'll go -110.
Yeah, sorry for bouncing around a little right there. Yeah. Go ahead, DB.
Yes. Sorry. Side note, Brian and I lost our parlay on the weekend. So after hitting the plus 760 something, we lost on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, we're minus 2.75 units, if you will, on the parlay this year. So we're right there. A win today on a 3-teamer would actually put us over, back into the plus. So that that plus 724 certainly helped us out. I'll give my thoughts on this game before we wrap it up. Rangers Angels. I agree with Brian. These are 2 pitchers that I really do like. Like, listen, when Mackenzie Gore shows up, he's great. Like, this is something I've said about him for years. The Rangers, remember, the Rangers traded like 5 good prospects to get Mackenzie Gore last year. They traded with the expectation that he would be their ace, or ace caliber. Of course, they have Jacob deGrom, but Jacob deGrom doesn't have as much time. Doesn't have as much time left on that arm as Mackenzie Gore does. So I think deGrom is obviously a veteran. Mackenzie Gore, in my opinion, was brought in to be the ace of the future. You don't give away Devin Fitzgerald and Abby Ortiz and like the 5 other prospects you gave away to get Gore if you don't think that he is that guy. When he shows up, when he's got his best stuff, he's 100% that guy. Last time out, 6 scoreless against the Giants. He was that guy. Time out before that, the Rays, 7 innings, 3 runs, 9 strikeouts, no walks. I find him to be very streaky. And right now, it looks like he's on one of his good runs. Remember, you go back a month ago, you couldn't find a start where he wasn't giving up 3 or 4 runs a start. Now, last few times out have either been a quality start or a borderline quality start. So if you get that effort from him, that's the one thing about the Rangers. Really good collection of bullpen arms. Not that maybe they don't have the best high leverage guys, although Latz is having a great year. The collection of bullpen arms is good. And this Angels lineup is just not very good. They're not going to hit consistently. Yes, sometimes they do score runs, but this is not a lineup that day in and day out is going to score a ton. And then you have Reed Detmers on the other side, who's had a fantastic season. And like Tokyo Brandon said, the Rangers are just the definition of an average baseball team. They do everything. They do everything okay. They do nothing great. And one of those things that they don't do particularly great is hit, because they're very average, and it spills over into what I consider to be an average lineup. So I had this 7.1, and you're getting it under 8. Brian, I'm right with you here on the under. Makes a lot of sense.
Do we have an update on our poll, by the way?
Let's see. I hit it, and now I don't know where it went. So let's see about the while I look that up, Tokyo Brandon, I'm throwing a question to you from Freebird for the donation. He says, favorite team total today. You don't need to give a breakdown, but just let us know what's your favorite team total, Brian, if you've got one, and then I'll close it out with one.
I would like to take the over for the Boston Red Sox team total. I think Taillon is not pitching very well, and Boston should be a little fire today.
Brian Leonard, team total.
I will take the Philadelphia Phillies under 4.5 at -110. They'd have to score 5 runs in a really good pitcher's ballpark here against Dobbins, who I kind of like. So I'll play that team total under 4.5 at -110.
Overwhelming St. Jude's crushing in the poll. I kind of expected that. That is a great organization. And again, they're all great, but I think I made them the betting favorite prior to putting the poll up. And so I'm not surprised at the poll result. Mine will coincide a little bit with my, Purser, listen, Excel. I'm not, you can have a model that you plug stuff into. You don't have to be like, there are people to help with that, right? Like for me, I'm not a huge modeler. I have a model a lot of people have helped me build over time. I'm not going to be the guy that like sets up a model for you. I'm the guy that starts to, figures out if I can trust the data. And then I'm going to tell you about some dude that I watched pitch in a minor league game. And I'm going to tell you if that makes sense or not. So yeah, you don't have to be like a web geek to be a good sports bettor or to understand how to use a model. I just want to clear that up. A lot of people are good bettors.
Brian saying, let's wrap up the show.
in police story reference, I did a little modeling when I was younger.
Yeah, that's a huge misconception. You don't have to be a numbers nerd to be good at betting. Go ahead.
I was going to say, cue Brian saying, let's wrap up the show in 3.
Yeah, I told him. Listen, I told him we don't have anything behind us now, at least for the time being. So I told him we're going closer to the full hour.
Well, I'm already getting cranky. By the way, they're all night games today, so no early games. I'm going to do a little more research before I put my plays up today. So if you're waiting on my stuff, keep in mind I'm just going back doing a little bit, make sure who's going to be in the lineup and that kind of thing.
Yeah, listen, I'll die on this. Everyone. I will die on this hill. You want your baseball capper to be like someone that's like watching a shit ton of baseball, understands what's going on at the lower levels, and is ahead of this stuff, rather than just someone trying to like look at a spreadsheet that didn't watch the games the night before and just picking games off numbers. Yep. I'll exactly put me on that hill. I'll die on it all day. The parlay of the day is as follows.
Adam's not going to mention skiing this time.
Parlay of the day is as follows. Astros money line -152. A's +1.5 -115. Rangers Angels under 8 -110. That's 3 full game bets. I'm going with the A's +1.5 -115. Brian, Rangers Angels under 8 -110. And Tokyo Brandon, Astros -152. Brian and I will be here tomorrow. TV's got a commitment, and then the three of us will be back on Wednesday. But you can always count on us 9 a.m. every day of the week for Total Bases. Appreciate all the donations and you guys participating in the poll. We will see you guys tomorrow.